Hey guys, this is Brad from Blue Nile Farm. Welcome to the channel. If you ever are looking for roller pumps for your sprayers, you need to kind of make sure you go to the store and buy the right one. But do you know whether you need to buy a clockwise roller pump or a counterclockwise roller pump? And do you understand the difference when you need one that's counterclockwise or when you need one that is clockwise? Let alone, do you know what you're buying on the box? So stay tuned. We're going to be talking about Delavan roller pumps and potentially any other roller pump of a different brand that you may be looking for when you're utilizing your tractor as the main engine power for running your sprayer when you need to purchase a roller pump. So stay tuned. So a lot of times everybody that's in agriculture, we all utilize tractors. And we use tractors as our main source of power to spray a chemical or a pesticide or herbicide for that matter on your crops or a pest or whatever you're trying to take care of. The bottom line is that unless you're using an electric pump, the odds are that you're going to be getting something called a roller pump. And a roller pump is designed to basically have a coupler that's attached to this pump, which is a quick attach, and you stick it on your PTO of your tractor. And a lot of times, a lot of you, especially when you're getting started, we go to the box store, like Tractor Supply, Rural King, Agri Supply, or whatever, and we go on the shelf and we wind up buying a roller pump. And we'll ask, or sometimes they're sold as together. You buy this sprayer, you also get the pump. But a lot of guys really don't understand what they're buying. They just need the pump to pump the liquid to get it in the field. But after about a year or two, or a little bit longer, you wind up having problems with your pump because you wind up buying, say, a cast pump that doesn't work real well with glyphosate, aka Roundup, because it's a corrosive and it kind of eats at your pump. So there's different pumps that are made. They're stainless, some are nickel resistant, some are silver series. And there's different ones on the market, and certain ones work better than others when it deals with certain chemicals. And I've talked about that in a previous video. But what you don't realize, regardless of what kind that you want, or maybe a series or a model that you want, you need to understand that roller pumps come either as clockwise or counterclockwise. And sometimes they're called reverse rotation. So let me give you a quick course on what you're going to need. If you are using a tractor as a source of power to work your sprayer, and you need a roller pump, your tractor will generally turn clockwise. If you're looking at the back end of that tractor and it starts, it's going to go clockwise, and that's the direction of travel. But when you need to get the right roller pump, you need to understand which direction of travel does it turn for you to work this pump. For most tractors, you're almost guaranteed to need what's called a counterclockwise roller pump. Counterclockwise. Because what happens is they look at a roller pump by when you're looking actually at the shaft of that pump. And when you're looking at that shaft, it's either going to go clockwise or counterclockwise. For your tractor to turn clockwise, the roller pump itself has to turn counterclockwise to go with the same direction that the tractor's going to pump your fluid from your tank into your boom. And what's going to happen is if you got one that is clockwise and your tractor's clockwise, technically it's almost like doing it in reverse, where your boom is pumping your liquid into your tank, and you will not be able to fix it. And you really can't adjust it, so you need to get the right pump. So this kind of leads me to my little story. So I was looking to get a stainless steel roller pump made by Delavan, and you can see two exact boxes here, and on the front of them the pump style that I was going to purchase was the 6900 DSS, and I told them specifically I was looking for a counterclockwise model. And this is a company that's pretty well known, and I'm not going to name the name, but they're very helpful to me. But unfortunately, I told them I wanted a counterclockwise, and somebody from shipping sent me this 6900 DSS, which is a correct model, but they sent me the one that's counterclockwise, or clockwise, which actually screwed me up. I'm going to show you why it is actually clockwise. So when you buy a pump from Delavan specifically, their boxes are relatively the same. They have different sizes. You might have a 4900, you might have a 7900, a 6900, or an 8900, Those are the different models based on size and gallons per minute. But what happens is they're probably shipped in the same type of box. But they negate to tell you, there's something that is specified on the box, and it says right here, model number in box, and they have an arrow pointing to here. And this model actually says 6900 DSS, which is the same as the front of the box, but it gives it a -R. An R on the Delavan means counterclockwise or counter rotation, or meaning clockwise. So this is not the model that I wanted because I wanted counterclockwise. And I'm going to show you what it actually looks like from inside the box. When you have a pump similar to this, when you're looking at the shaft itself, there's also an arrow here that gives you the direction of travel of this pump. So just by looking at this, it shows the arrow that it's going clockwise. So if you're going to purchase this for your tractor and your sprayer, this is not the one that's going to work for you. The clockwise models work for like different motor setups, or even like a gas engine. You know, some kind of different design, not something that you would utilize for a tractor. So this is the pump that they sent me on 2 occasions, and it was incorrect. They actually got one of these. They actually even had the power takeoff quick attach. I can see where somebody actually screwed it on. And I'm sure they bought it, they tried to use it, and they realized that they needed the counterclockwise one, not the clockwise one, and they returned it. And that's probably the same situation I'm in, because I already know I have 2 pumps, and neither one of them are going to work for me. And it did exactly what I said it would do, is that if you plug this in, I actually had to put my feed of water had to go in the out to go into the in, meaning I was actually pumping fluid using my tractor into the tank, not taking it from the tank, and that caused me problems. So this one, you can see, goes clockwise. When you look at one on that other box, the correct one, it says 6900 DSS. This is exactly what it says on the front of the box. Also, they actually have descriptions on the box of which is which, but they don't show you what R means. And so if you're uneducated pumps, you need to understand that the R represents reverse rotation, which means clockwise, and that is not the pump for you. So this one is the correct pump for somebody with a PTO. And if you look at the rotation here, you can see it's going counterclockwise. And if you're facing the pump, that's exactly how you tell whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise. So when you go shopping for a pump and you need it for a sprayer, and you're going to utilize this on a tractor, today I just want you to understand, look for the arrow, make sure this goes counterclockwise, because any pump that you're going to need probably to utilize on your sprayer is going to be counterclockwise. And that's my tip for the day, and it's something you need to understand very clearly when you go buy a pump, because if you're buying blindly and you don't understand that they both can be sold clockwise or counterclockwise, you're going to buy the wrong one. You're not going to understand why this is the way it is. But the bottom line is, you know, that some of it's a marketing issue, but sometimes it's a training issue with people in these ag stores, that they're not really knowledgeable of what they're actually selling. But I want you to be educated, to go out there and understand that you need a counterclockwise pump when you run a PTO off a tractor. And it'll save you a lot of headaches and a lot of aggravation. Here's a close-up of the roller pump, and you can see the arrow is clearly going in a clockwise position, and that makes it a clockwise pump. Whereas we look at this roller pump, we can see that the arrow, which is right here, is going counterclockwise. And that is all you need to do. So if you even have to open up a box and take a look at this, generally it'll tell you the proper direction of travel, and it'll save you a lot of problems. Hey guys, I hope that was helpful information for you on this video, because it caused me a lot of grief and frustration, and really learned on a hard lesson, because it took me 3 weeks to get this pump situation correctly, and I'm still in the process of returning 2 pumps back to the purchaser that I made this purchase from, where the mistake's been made on 2 occasions. And you know, education is the key, and if you're going to the store for yourself and buying a pump, just remember that, you know, if you're buying one for your tractor, you need to buy a counterclockwise roller pump, and it'll save you so much grief. You know, and I do suggest, though, if you are spraying certain chemicals, especially herbicides like Roundup, that you should look into buying something that's either stainless or silver in their manufacturing process, because they will last you 10 times longer than a cast one. And I will guarantee you, check out my other video on that, and hopefully that'll explain a few things more to you. But with that said, thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you soon.